What is going on, Mitchell? Back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about collections. Now, if we take a look at the calendar, as you guys know, on 4/25, which is next Friday, we have this new legend reveal in all caps, as you guys can see on the schedule. So I'm very excited to see who they have in store for us, because they have done this before with brand new legends coming to game. This happened in 2019, I think in 2023 or 22 or something like that, where they dropped like a brand new legend that hasn't been in the game before. So that could definitely happen. And how you're actually able to unlock this legend is by your legends and flashbacks collections. So if we take a look, you guys can see my progress right here. I'm actually made some pretty solid progress. But if you go to the Jolt Series, we obviously have this Jolt voucher, and as we can see, voucher can be redeemed in the Legends and Flashback collection on 4/25. So obviously this is going to be the big, update for collections, and, I think it's very important for you guys to understand how to actually get this card and how to prepare for this upcoming collection reward coming out, because I do expect a lot of these cards to change in price once this card is out and gets revealed. What's up, guys? I've officially launched my own brand. It is called crownculturehq.com. As you guys can see by the website, we are first starting with stickers and socks on there, and we'll be expanding to more items in the future with shirts and pants and all that good stuff. So if you guys want to support me more than just watching the videos and liking the videos, this is where to do it. It will be linked down below in the description. If you would like to make a purchase, it would be greatly appreciated. But with that being said, let's get back to the video. So let's start with that Jolt series like we just mentioned. Basically, to get the first voucher, you got to get 15 cards. I don't think this one's going to change because the voucher is already in here, so I think it's going to be set in stone. 15 cards, basically play team affinity with each team and grind it. The best way to do this is just to use that team. So if I was going to use the Seattle Mariners, just stack your team with Seattle players and just hop into some games, and then you should be able to make some pretty good progress on there. Next, we're going to look at Tops Now. Now, once again, the Tops Now is currently set at 10. Now, I do expect there to be another tier and then another tier on top of that. So I expect maybe they go to a 20 tier, add another show pack or some stubs, and then the third tier is going to end up being that voucher. So maybe 30 cards for Tops Now. But how you get a lot of these silver cards, all these silver cards are in Team Affinity, so you definitely want to go ahead and get those. And most of the gold cards are going to be in Team Affinity as well. So you definitely want to do that and definitely knock out that Team Affinity. And then as for the diamonds, a lot of these are in the April spotlight. So that is definitely something you guys want to keep up, because you're going to get at least 2 of the cards by just doing the 3 programs. So that could be 6 cards. And then if you open the pack, you got another shot to get more cards. So definitely think about doing that, because I think out of the pack, I've gotten Herrera, I got Harrington from drop 3, and then from drop 1, I think I got Mackenzie Gore. So it's around 33 cards in here. So I do think maybe it'd be like 25, 30. I think that's what they're going to go for. So you definitely want to keep up on the Tops Now side. If you guys want to see how much the cards are, obviously just click View on Marketplace. They're not going to go for a whole lot right now because, this collection isn't out. So I definitely would recommend you stacking up on some of your guys that you definitely think that you're going to need. And if you don't know where any of these cards are, you can go to locations right here on the player, and it will tell you that this card can be found in the Drop 1 Spotlight program, which probably means the pack if it does say that, because it does count the pack into that. But a lot of these Tops Now cards are pretty cheap on the market. Now let's go over to the postseason one. The postseason, program only has 7 players, so not really a lot here. I don't think they're gonna have you collect all of them. Maybe 6 at the most is what I'm thinking. But yeah, definitely this is gonna be a tough one for a lot of people. So the Steve Carlton I don't have was the World Series reward, for the first ranked season. So you can get him in the multiplayer program if you still need him. Obviously, the Manny Ramirez was found in the first inning as a boss. Ryan Howard, I'm pretty sure, is the live series collection for the Phillies. This Dave Robertson, you also got to buy in the market, around 5,000 stubs for him. Then these gold cards are also found in the live series collections for the Red Sox and the Marlins. And then Sammy Sosa, I got with the Legends pack with the Pure of the Game, but he's going for about 6,000 stubs in the market. So this one could be tough for, I think, some people. Going over to the second half heroes. Now this one is, once again, a little bit tough as I don't have a lot of these cards, right? But a lot of these ones, once again, Team Affinity for the golds, and the 2 diamonds I have from the Reds and Orioles are from their live series collection. Michael Kopech is obviously in the multiplayer program right now, so you can definitely get him. So is this Lance Berkman card, I'm pretty sure. He's also in that multiplayer program. Ozzie Smith is obviously from the second inning right here. This Diamondbacks card is from their live series. I'm pretty sure Don Sutton, he was one of the headliners as well. We have Trevor Hoffman for the Padres live series. I think we got Jimmy Rollins as a BR reward. I think Ibanez was also a pack guy. And then Randy Johnson, once again, from the Chase pack. And then Chase Headley is from the NL West live series collection. So this one can be kind of tricky to get a lot of the cards done. So I only have 9 of them. I imagine it might be like 10 or 12. But we'll wait and see. But I will say, if if you're short like me, you might want to go ahead and try to buy some of these cards up, because I do think the price is going to go up when the whole collection gets released. especially if it's a really good card or a legend that, you know, we haven't had in the game. Like say it's Barry Bonds, for example, like everyone's going to try to get that card. Now moving over onto Veteran. Now this one was pretty easy to do. Once again, a lot of these cards you can get in Team Affinity, and the 2 commons are from the Common Courtesy Program. So Veteran, I don't think you should have a problem with. The 2 diamonds I do have, this Liam Hendricks is the A's Live Series, and then Gary Sheffield is the Tigers Live Series. The Astros one, this Andy Pettit is a BR reward, and then this Santana card is the Mets Live Series. This one's pretty straightforward to do. I don't think people are going to have too much trouble with the veteran cards. Alright, so moving over to All-Star, there's a decent amount of All-Star cards in the game right now. A lot of the gold cards can be found in the Live Series or Team Affinity. A lot of the diamonds I actually did end up pulling, like the Vita Blues from the Common Courtesy Program, the Hank Aaron, and the Willie Mays I did pull. We do know that Mark Davis was in the first multiplayer program. So was the Richie Ashcraft. He was also from the Common and Courtesy Program. Then we got guys like Michael Young and Curtis Granderson, you know, who obviously came from Live Series. You got to buy Curtis Granderson. This Rob Dibble card was obviously in one of the chase packs, I'm pretty sure, or a headliner. Something like that. We got guys like Mark McGuire in here, another Common Courtesy pack in Stan Musial, obviously Jose Batista from the multiplayer one. So this one I think can get kind of tricky because there are a lot of All-Star cards for sure. But once again, you can go on the market and try to buy some of these up. Some of them are not too expensive, but some of them are, especially if they're going to be good players. So just keep that in mind for All-Star. I definitely might have to buy a couple of these cards for my All-Star one as well. Now moving over on to Breakout. Now Breakout shouldn't be too bad for most people. This one, you know, is kind of tricky because there's only 9 cards in here. I will say the Bryant Scott and the Shana McClanahan cards are both in Diamond Quest, so you could actually earn those pretty easily. And then Jason Varitek was in multiplayer 1, so if you actually did end up getting that card, that is definitely a good pull. Once again, Alex Verdugo was found in the Red Sox Team Affinity, so was this Tristan McKenzie card for the Guardians. And then Greg Maddux, I'm pretty sure I got from the Cubs Live Series, and then this Jake Arrieta card I ended up pulling. So Hank Greenberg, you're going to have to buy on the market. We obviously got the 2 cards in Diamond Quest that I don't have, and then the Whit Merrifield, one of the Live Series collections, yeah, the Royals Live Series collection, which might be a hard one to earn just because Bobby Witt is so expensive. So Breakout might be tricky for some people, but it's not horrible. Now moving over on to Rookie, this one is pretty straightforward. Once again, all the Silvers Team Affinity, all the Golds Team Affinity or Live Series collections. This Davis Justice is the Braves Series Lives collection, and the one I don't have is the Dodgers Live Series collection. Yeah, for me, Rookie's not too hard. I think this one is pretty straightforward for most people. And moving over on to 20th year anniversary. Now this one I think is definitely going to be tricky. Now in that starter program, you do get most of these cards, but the Ted Williams I did end up getting from the pre-order bonus, and then this CC Sabathia is in the mini seasons that you want to get, so that's how you can earn that card. The Judge and the Soto are from Diamond Quest, and the 4 other cards I'm pretty sure you got to buy on the market. And they go for a decent amount. They're about like 6-7K. So definitely think about that when you're, you know, if you want to complete this, because I definitely think it's going to be more than 7. I think it's probably going to be 10 with this one. So definitely something you want to think about as well. Now, Last Ride, I think, is one of the easiest ones. I pretty much have every card except Nolan Ryan, because I think he was in, you know, one of the chase packs or headliners or something like that. This one's pretty easy. The 2 common cards from the Common Courtesy Program. All the silvers can be found in the Team Affinity. And for some of the diamonds, for example, like I'm pretty sure Larry Walker, the Cardinals, you know, we just looked at the Nolan Ryan, and these 2 are obviously from the Last Ride program. I'm pretty sure this Barry Larkin is also from the Last Ride program as well. So this one should be pretty simple for most people. Now moving over onto the Contributor one. Once again, this one was also pretty easy. I'm only missing like 3 cards. Once again, play Team Affinity. You're going to get all the silvers, and you should get all the golds as well. Now I will say some of these cards are from the mini seasons, that CC Sabathia one, like this Lee Smith. So that is definitely something you want to think about when you're actually going through and doing everything. But the Billy Wagner was in the pre-order bonus you're going to have to buy. And then this Pirates is also the Live Series. So the only cards I'm missing is the Pirates My Journey and Live Series. So like we got a couple guys like Adrian Beltran, first inning. Obviously Mike Napoli is the Angels Live Series. Pennington was obviously in the multiplayer 1 program. I'm pretty sure this Joe Morgan was also in the Common Courtesy Program. The Al Leiter for the Toronto Live Series. Jeff Bagwell for the Astros Live Series. So yeah, these should be pretty easy to earn for most people. So I don't think the Contributor one's going to be too hard. And moving over onto the Spring Breakout collection. Now this one is pretty simple. You play through the program, you get like 6-7 cards, and then you try to just grind the showdown. That's literally it, because there's 4 players in the showdown. So I think you got to do it like 3 or 4 times to get all of them. So just grind the showdown. This one should be pretty easy. It's not too hard. It's just time consuming because the showdown takes a while. Now moving over into the Pipeline one. This is one of the first collections that came with the game. If you got all those deluxe packs, right, you should be able to open some of these up and obviously get these cards. And obviously if you did the program, you get a decent amount of cards as well. Also, these players can be found in Diamond Quest as well, like the Travis Bonanza, Schultz, for example. You got guys in there as well. But also you can get a lot of the gold cards for pretty cheap on the market. I mean, 600 for that one. There's some other ones that are pretty cheap, like this Johnson 600. A lot of the gold cards are pretty cheap to get. And if you do get lucky with a couple pulls, like I definitely pulled, I think Dylan Cruz, like on opening night, which was lucky for me. And obviously playing Diamond Quest will help you out a lot. But this one, you'll get over time. If you've been playing since the game came out, you should have a lot of this done by now. After that, the next big collection was actually the new Threads one, and I'm pretty close to finishing this one myself. I've only bought a couple cards, I'm pretty sure. A lot of them I've earned. So once again, if you do the new Threads program, if you do the Diamond Quest, if you do the Conquest, all that good stuff, you can definitely get a lot of these cards. So I'm only missing about, 3 cards. So I'm going to try to get the Adamas from Diamond Quest and then try to buy 2 of them probably before this update comes out. Just to finish off the new Threads one, because I definitely think I'll be done. And by the way, these programs that have the player as the rewards, so these 5 at the top being the Egg Hunt, the Negro Leagues, New Threads, Pipeline, and Spring Breakout, there's not going to be another tier like the Last Ride or like the Rookie, for example. Like the player reward will be what you use to exchange to actually get the collection reward. So just keep that in mind as well. You don't have to collect more cards if you're doing these 5, by the way. So I just thought I just note that out. Yeah, so the new Threads one, once again, if you've been playing since this came out, you should have some of these. You might have to buy a couple because that's definitely what I had to do. I definitely did pull a couple, which helped out a lot. But a lot of these you're going to have to earn and probably buy because, a lot of them are in packs, let's be honest. And moving over to the Negro Leagues one. Now, this one I don't have completed, and I probably won't have completed when the collection reward comes out, as you'll see in just a little bit. So you get 6 of these cards from playing storylines. So definitely hop into storylines, grab all the cards. It should be pretty easy. You do the original 3, you get the Buck Leonard as a bonus. If you do the 2 new ones, which is the Charleston and the Madlock, then you obviously get the 6 cards. So the Bill Foster, the Buck O'Neil, the Tony Stone, and the Jose Mendez are all in the showdown. So you gotta play the showdown twice to get all 4 of those cards. Andy Cooper, for example, Rap Dixon, Ruth Foster, and then obviously Jackie Robinson can be all found in his program. And then Leon Day is also found in his program. And then Hilton Smith, you got to complete the 42 conquests for. Obviously, Larry Doby is one of the collection rewards at 13. And then the 4 cards I don't have. This Josh Gibson is one of the bosses in the second inning, so I still got to work up to actually get him. The Satchel Paige is in the multiplayer 2 program. And then the Martin DeHigo, you actually have to buy or get World Series. So that's why this one's kind of annoying, just because you got to make World Series and, you can only get 19 cards because Josh Donaldson is the reward. So it's not like you can actually earn that card either. So the only way to complete this one is to get World Series by him or wait till the next set of storylines come out on May 2nd, because then 3 more or 2 more are going to come out, and then you'll be able to complete this collection. So this might be one of the ones you want to skip for now. Now moving over on the Egg Hunt, obviously the Egg Hunt literally just came out. I did actually have 19 out of the 28 of these cards, so definitely these ones are going to be a little bit harder to earn because it's so new. Once again, you can get a lot of them from obviously the program. There's obviously the Conquest map and the Diamond Quest, and pretty much all the other cards you pretty much have to pull. I did buy a lot of these cards, by the way, because at least the 85s are pretty cheap for now, so I definitely wanted to snag some of those while they're pretty cheap. Like I can get these 2 cards from Diamond Quest, which will put me up to 21. And then I only have to buy about like 6 more of them. So, it's definitely annoying. All these ones are in packs for sure, because, the prices are going to be skyrocket on some of these. So definitely think about that when you're trying to complete this one. But this might be one of the ones I might skip as well. Because there's 16 of these, I only think you're going to need 14 to actually complete this collection. I do think they're going to let you skip 2 of these, especially because the Egg Hunt literally just came out, because the Negro Leagues is kind of a pain to get. So I do think you're going to be able to skip 2 of these, honestly. So that is something to think about. I think you're going to need 14 of these, maybe 15 if you can skip 1 of them, but I definitely think they're going to let you skip 1. So definitely keep that in mind when you're completing these collections or anything like that. But I hope this video is going to help you guys try to complete these quicker. Like I said, Team Affinity has a lot of these cards. If you complete the live series, they have a lot of these cards you can get. Hope that was a good overview of all the collections that you have to complete, because I did complete most of them as of now. And obviously, most of these probably will increase when that card comes out. But if this video did help you at all, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.